Hey guys, this is Bitches Be Trippin' here. Today I'm here to talk about a subject that has gotten a lot of tension. Um, there's a lot of people that want to know how to do it, and I've explained it, I think, with covert ops cloaks, but there's a way to do it with regular T2 cloaks, and it'll be very useful for some people that I know. So today we're going to be going over the famous micro drive cloak trick. And how it can be used to avoid some of the biggest gate camps in the game when it comes to low sec, and basically how to avoid a lot of stuff. I use this in null sec even for avoiding small roaming groups. As long as they don't have a bubbler, this tactic works fantastic if you're in a slow ship like a battleship. Nothing can catch you. Unless they manage to decloak you, which is very difficult. So I'm going to go over how this works in just a second here. So um, first off, let's go over this diagram here. So pretend this is a gate here, and this is your ship. Now you just jumped through this gate, and you came out the tunnel, and you appeared on the other side. So now you're here. Now this here is, let's go here. Let's say 13 kilometers off the gate. Boom. So 13 kilometers off the gate, and that is your ship right there. So we'll go ahead and just do this. Boop. All right. Yeah, so your ship there is 13 kilometers off the gate. Now, let's see, enemy ships, let's just put them as stars. So you're going to notice there's a gate camp, right? There's 1, 2, 3 ships here. This is not a big gate camp, it's a small gate camp. It's just as threatening as any other gate camp. Now let's say you're in this ship here, and you're in a battle cruiser, right? So what's going to happen is as soon as you decloak and start aligning to the other gate, which is, over here somewhere, boop, right here. So there's the other gate. So as soon as you start aligning to it, you're going to be traveling in a straight line to this gate, building up speed. And before you warp off, these guys are gonna, lock you. It could be within 2 seconds. It could be within 4 seconds. It depends how good they are. Insta lock will catch you in about 2 seconds, depending on server ticks. So you have 50% chance of them catching you immediately, or you have 50% chance of them catching you in 2 seconds. So most ships in this game, especially when it comes to battle cruisers, are very slow. So what's going to happen is these guys are going to catch you before you're able to warp. And you have 2 choices. You can either try and burn back the gate and die, because let's face it, they're going to have webs and scrams, and you're not going to make it back to gate. Or you can die, because you're not gonna be able to warp off. It's impossible. Or you can try and fight them, but I mean, you're probably not going to be able to fight them. Let's be honest. You're going to die. So to avoid this, what we're going to do is we're going to fit a cloak on the ship, and we're going to fit a oversized prop mod. And then we're going to fill the low slots with either overdrives or carbon fiber. All right. Now the reason for this is you don't care about your align time. Okay, I will stress this right now. If you're using this trick, your align time does not matter. Okay, you can be in, well, if freighters could fit a micro warp drive, you could be in a freighter, and it wouldn't matter. Your align time will be the same as a frigate. Okay, using this trick, your align time will be the same as a frigate with an oversized prop mod using this trick. Okay, it will be no different. The reason for that is the time between you decloaking and the time you warping will be 10 seconds. It'll be the time it takes for your micro warp drive to do a full cycle. And the reason for that is you do not warp until that full cycle is done and canceled. Okay, so what's going to happen is if you have a cloak, oversized prop mod, and carbon fiber or overdrives, whichever one, doesn't matter. I forget where I was going with. Anyway, but As soon as you come through this gate, okay, so we're gonna redo this. So you come through this gate, you're sitting here, you're cloaked, okay, because you have the cloak timer, 60 seconds once you come out of the gate. And you see there's a gate camp, all right? Uh, don't worry, treat it like any other time that you try, you go to use this trick. It'll be the exact same every time you use this trick, okay? You do not need to worry about where you're aligned, what's in your way. Just it's all variables that don't really matter, okay? Sure, if there's a wreck in your way, uh, it'll probably decloak you, but if there's a wreck in your way, you're gonna die, okay? Because these guys have wrecks everywhere. Because the way the gate works is when it puts you on the other side, it tries to put you away from anything that can decloak you. So if you're near a wreck, that means there's a lot of wrecks. So anywhere you try to align is probably going to decloak you anyway. Um, and on top of that, you're not going to move very far. Okay? From the 10 seconds that you use this trick, you might be lucky to move 3 kilometers in that time. It'll be between 3 and 5 kilometers. The smaller your ship, the farther you'll travel before your full cycle is finished. If you're in a battle cruiser, you'll travel maybe 2 kilometers at the most before your ship decides to go. The one in the video that I'm about to show you is a bit of an exception because it can move very fast, and it has very low mass. So yeah, this is one of the times where you'll probably move about 5 kilometers before you warp with a big ship. So, but aside from that, as soon as you decloak, so what you want to do is you want to align. Okay, so let's just back up here for a second. Yeah, so your ship is still cloaked. Okay, you got the 60-second timer. You want to align to the gate that you're going to. You want to hit your cloak as soon as possible, about 1 second after you start aligning. These guys won't have time to lock you. You'll be cloaked, and then immediately after your cloak is initiated, and you'll see it start flashing green. You want to hit your micro warp drive and do 1 cycle. So you want to hit it and then put it in red. So hit it and cancel. Now what'll happen is it'll go through a cycle. It'll take 10 seconds, and then once the 10 seconds is up, you want to cancel your cloak and warp to this structure. So you want to have your cursor over the the warp button, and then you want to hit whichever key your cloak is on to deactivate it as soon as your cycle of your micro warp drive is done, and then you want to click the warp button. And what'll happen is, even if your ship is not fully aligned to the gate, like let's say it's a battleship or even a capital, you can do this with capital ships, by the way. Yeah, you can. So what'll happen is your ship might not even be fully aligned to the gate, but it doesn't matter because it'll be at max speed. The only thing that the game worries about when you're aligning to warp off and you actually get that full alignment to warp off is your speed of your ship. So if the speed of your ship is at 75% of what it was supposed to be when you hit the warp button, you will warp instantly. And that's what's going to happen here. So what's going to happen is you're going to align, you're going to cloak. These guys cannot lock you. You're going to get 1 cycle of your micro warp drive. So that's going to put you about 600 meters per second with, I think, the fit that I had. And my 70% of my max speed is like 200 or 150, something like that. So I'm already well over what I need to warp off. But I'm cloaked, so I cannot warp. So what's going to happen is I'm going to cancel my cloak, and I'm going to hit warp. And what's going to happen is my ship will slowly be slowing down. But because I'm over the 75% that I need at that time, as soon as I hit warp, my ship will go into warp instantly. There will be no timer. And I will basically leave this gate camp, and these guys will be sitting there pouting because they were not able to catch me. And I will show you this on a very large scale gate camp. They had fighters on grid and everything. I didn't see the carriers, but I'm assuming that they're cloaked, and as soon as something big lands, they would just decloak, reattach to their fighters, and and go ham. Um, but aside from that, this was a big gate camp, and I managed to get out. Now I think I hit a wreck or something, and it decloaked me a little early, but it didn't matter because they were either busy with another neutral who was unlucky enough to get caught, or they weren't able to lock me fast enough because the server ticks were in my favor, and they would have needed 2 seconds to lock me, and I think I warped in just under 2 seconds after I decloaked because I was still cycling. So yeah, if you do see yourself get decloaked though with this, hit warp as soon as you get decloaked. Chances are you'll still be at 75% of your speed and you will warp. So just a note there. Okay. So anyway, without further ado, let's go over the video and hope you guys enjoy. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
When I say now, it will start. Let me. 1, 2, 3. I'm start now. Move back to the play.
It's about a 3-second delay, which is fine.
Okay.
Oh man, there's a very big gate camp in fucking Kryler. There's
Are you
100
flying
wrecks.
with a shuttle?
No, just a pod. I bypass everything.
Okay.
There's over 100 wrecks on the gate of people got caught by this camp.
Oh. Are they the guys that making the gate camp are blue?
No.
Oh, enemies.
Yeah. It's 4 jumps out of Jita.
There's secrets like bullets flying overhead. This fear is a weapon, stealing breath. Can't escape this target on our backs through chaos and shadow. It's a dangerous game we're playing, a dangerous game, caught in the heat of the fire. It's a deadly line we're crossing, a deadly line. Will we be the only survivors? It's a dangerous game. We're reaching the limit, can't avoid the battleground. No rest for the wicked. Oh, they're coming now. Can't you feel the target on your back? We're reaching the limit. It's a dangerous game we're playing, a dangerous game, caught in the heat of the fire. It's a deadly line we're crossing, a deadly line. It's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game.